to be. Oh yeah. You sure looking good tonight, baby. I just wanna, oh baby, I just wanna make sweet love to you tonight, baby. Come on, if you don't mind, you know. Whoa, whoa. Let me tell you. Hey there, sexy lady of my dreams. Can I have you here with me? I just wanna love you down. Yeah. I'm making you scream my name. Loving your body. I'll be kissing your body. And I'll be caressing your body. Oh, baby. Just come on. Loving your body. I'll be loving, feeling your body. And I'm gonna touching your body all night, baby. Now I'm about to fulfill your fantasy. So come a little closer, bring your body to me. I'm trying to take my time, I won't rush at all, 'cause you deserve the best. I'm gonna love, I'm gonna kissing your body until the morning comes. Kissing your body, oh baby, just come on, loving your body, and let me feeling your body, and I just wanna touching your body. If you don't mind, baby, let me love, loving your body. I just wanna kissing your body. Don't stop me, baby, kissing your body. Oh baby, baby, come on, and let me feel your body. Please, baby, touching your body. Baby, 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 baby. La 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 la. Oh, baby, please, please. Oh, please, baby. We're gonna get it on tonight. Let's get it on. Get it on. I want love. Kissing your body all night, baby. Kissing your body, oh baby. Don't stop long. Loving your body, just let me love. Feeling your body, I just wanna touch your body. You all night long. Come on. I wanna do it again. Kissing your body, I wanna do it again. Kissing your body, I just can't get enough of you, baby. Feeling your body, touching your body. I just wanna feel you tonight, baby. Makes me love. If you don't mind, if you don't sip a little wine, sip a little wine, spend a little time. Ooh, I wanna make me love. Ooh, I wanna make me love. Ooh, I wanna make me love.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now of the politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Mace and Riis and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve them.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. I apologize. We apologize for some of the technical difficulties that are going on. But we not froze, are we? Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Everything all right? Okay, we good. All right. I was just being still. Okay, this is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Want to make sure everybody knows we got a What's in It for the Black People meeting tonight. I apologize for the short notice and the change of date. But tonight, 55th and the Dan Ryan in the mall at 55th and the Dan Ryan, we will be having our returning What's in It for the Black People meeting. Please wear your mask. This is a membership meeting. If you have not paid your dues, please feel like it is a great opportunity to pay your dues. We will be restoring and laying out our game plan going forth. We got a lot of election stuff coming up, and so I think it's a unique opportunity. Plus, there's another election that I care a tremendous amount about, so I hope we can all get involved in that as well. So be on the lookout today. For those of you who have not signed up for the email, go to the What's in It for the Black People page, not media page. We have a What's in It for the Black People page. It's black and white. Go there, put your email address there. John Drea will get you on the list. We will give you the information, but it is at 55th and the Dan Ryan tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Try and get you out there, get you out of there by 8 o'clock. Whew. Yes. So, when we had those interruptions, I'd be on the flow, and then I'd be done, forgot where I was at. But I will tell you about where I went yesterday. And I am, sometimes one of the crazy parts about what we do here is that because it's 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I really haven't had a chance to work out my complete thoughts. And so sometimes how I feel about a situation gets worked out right here on the air through my time here. But yeah, I do think I'm starting to, as I get older, it's like I reflect and I do wonder how much more fighting I got to do. Right? Like, because when will it ever be enough? Like, when will it ever be enough? And like, if you've crossed off your goal, yesterday I feel like I saw I already did battle with the wizard. Do I gotta make up another wizard? Do I gotta make up another battle, another fight? I mean, it's just it just becomes it's a thing I've been thinking about. And yesterday I just feel like it all came to, it was a sequence of events where it was like you could literally be like, all right, there it is. You can they can't take that from you. Move on. Go enjoy yourself. So anyway, I don't have and Tennille is telling me about the 24-hour rule, because the Jacksons have a rule, like when we snap or when something happens, we got 24 hours, but I feel like my 24-hour clock is here. Right? Like it's the we back here today. So, Riis, give me the big voice. Give me the big voice. This is the Mace Jackson Show, and it's that time of the day. I didn't have a lot of time, but I want to talk about it. We talked about Alderman Jason Irvin yesterday. And I want to I want to further put that in perspective. So let's do this. Riis, give me the big voice.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Let me ask y'all a question, and I want you to open up the lines, Riis. Do you think a majority of black Chicagoans would accept a $500 reparations payment? Do you think that a majority of black Chicagoans would accept a $500 reparations payment? And before you go crazy, before you go snapping, before you go all the way crazy, I was thinking deeply about Alderman Irvin, the mayor, and this guaranteed income, Alderman Villegas, and I was really thinking so you all, I don't care so y'all don't know, the mayor in her budget proposed that 5,000 Chicagoans get $500 a month as as the universal basic income pilot test. Right? Now, she swiped that from Alderman Gilbert Villegas. But if you recall when that first happened, remember we had Alderman Villegas and Alderman Irvin on the show? And Alderman Villegas was, and the whole debate was, how y'all going to give $500, how y'all going to give this universal basic income to everybody before y'all give reparations? And Alderman Villegas said he would consider that, et cetera, et cetera. But I was thinking about this. Why would Mayor Lightfoot propose a universal basic income program, knowing that the person that she just put over equity and inclusion said that his number one priority, even in his endorsement of the mayor, was ensuring that blacks got reparations, right? So as I'm reading the stories and all across this, across all the different articles, it starts to dawn on me. And remember, we had Alderman Stephanie Coleman on last week, and I asked her about the reparations, and it dawned on me that Alderman Irvin could potentially leverage this universal basic income. Because remember, he said, and they're putting it in all the papers, that Alderman Irvin says that before we give out this universal basic income, we got to get reparations for the people that were harmed from slavery. That's dope, right? That sounds excellent, extra dope. But what really do most black Chicagoans know about reparations? Right? I'm not talking about the people that listen here. I'm not talking about the people that's the Ungawa Black Power people, but I'm talking about the average black person out on the... Let me ask you a question. Hey, Riis. If you walked up to the average brother out west and said, hey, the city is giving out free checks for $500 as reparations for slavery. You can go pick up your check, cash it, they'll put it on a card, or they'll cash app it to you. But if you take this $500 cash today, we straight for slavery. How many black people taking that? On the block? Everybody?
No, only the crackheads probably. That's it.
You think so? What?
Maybe a few, but not a lot. $500. You got to be down bad to take $500 for a reparation.
How much you think the average? So, hey, Joe, $500, sight unseen.
If they would have said $500 a month, now you might have sold a little bit more.
I think, I disagree with you, Riis. I think right now, let me just tell you this. Friday, 4 o'clock, off week of your check. $500 cash today. All you got to do is stop at the bank or the currency exchange, fill out this paper. You will have $500 in your bank account.
No.
You don't think so? Reason, I disagree with you. The average, you saying the average person that listen to, let's say, let me ask you a question. So, are there any neighborhoods specifically that could go down? $1,000.
Man, listen, somebody gonna
$1,000. $1,000 cash today.
It's $1,000 when I can do it.
What? But you don't even know you getting you don't even think you don't even know you getting reparations. You can't even get a vote on it.
I don't know. Like I'm telling you, I don't know no set neighborhood, but $500 is definitely low ball. I don't think a lot of people be like, but I'm saying I do know some people that would.
What about $5,000? Could $5,000? Could you buy reparations for Chicagoans? If I said everybody on Friday, $5,000 check at your bank, your neighborhood, that cash app to you, would you take $5,000 as reparations? Yes.
You may get 11.
That's good.
You may get somebody.
You gonna get not just somebody. You getting 60% of the hood.
Ooh.
You getting 60% of the hood. Five stacks. 5 stacks, Riis. 5 stacks. You could buy reparations and you could buy. And I'm telling you, and that ain't just poor people.
But the only people that you getting is unfortunately the people that be like, I could take that 5,000 and buy this and flip. You know what I'm saying?
But Riis,
you know
so would you? So I'm just saying.
I wouldn't.
Okay. All right. Give us a call 872-259-7474. With the majority, I said 500, but let's move it to 5,000. 5,000 on a Friday night off week, not the 1st and 15th, right?
Ain't no way.
Who ain't you crazy? You crazy? You take who? If they say we got $5,000 reparations checks, but it's in the fine print. $5,000 checks for slavery this weekend.
For slavery. Anybody I know that.
No ID required.
I'm through with them.
No ID required.
If you be like, yeah, I went down and got my 5,000, I'm through with you. That's
Joe. I'm telling you, it's the whole deck gonna be. You gonna see money phones on TV, on Instagram. I'm telling you. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Because here's what I believe is about to happen. What I believe is going to happen is that there is going to be a reparations proposal that comes about through the course of this universal basic income. And I truly, honestly believe that people I think we get jaded because we hear. And because we like super hyper, like, you gotta think like 5 years ago, people didn't even think there was gonna be no reparations. And I still am not, I think we need to fight for it, but you really think the white folks gonna give us our reparations, our 500,000?
I told you, I don't want reparation. I want 400 years of slavery back.
Well, how you getting that? See, this and that. But that's one of the challenges, Riis. And I think one of the challenges that we have in Ungawa Black Power Land is that we want the world the way we'd like to see it, not the way that it is. And I think the more that I've been here, it's like I get dragged into a place of impracticality, right? Like, we want either utopia or nothing. And I feel like there's got to be a balance because it's like, it's crazy. Hey, let me do this too. I forgot to say happy birthday to the vice president of What's in It for the Black People, but also one of our most loyal viewers and commenters, even though he be in violation all the time. Brother Devin Gordine, yesterday was his birthday. Shout out to Tiger, who inboxed me like, hey, did you get Brother Vice President? And I was like, y'all know I don't look at none of them notifications because I always think somebody going to spyware me. Or somebody going to be like, I looked at one of them just as you in the video one time. Couldn't get back in my computer. I was like, that's it. And if your joint ain't if it ain't in the comments, I really don't know. So shout out to Brother Devin, who is always there offering encouragement and support, except for the times when he in violation. But that's all good. Look, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll continue this. But we also want to talk about the fact that, I don't know if you all saw yesterday, Illinois House Speaker Chris Welch appointed the first Latina executive director of the House Democrats. I want to talk about it, but I want to talk about it like from the standpoint of what's our plan going forward. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black three-letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black youth events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black youth members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black three-letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one. You got a couple of them. You got two T's. Two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord.
I got one. Something better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around.
Turn it around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
number
ahead.
4?
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh, Lord.
He woke you up.
That thing can touch you, but one of them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
And the number 1 reason.
Number 1. Final answer.
He woke me up this morning.
He woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a
Turn this thing
testimony.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? I'm Reese the Ruler, and the time is now 7:04 a.m. I'm here with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. And traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 46 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 36 on the Eden. From Deerfield to the Exchange is 58 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 39. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 61 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 38. The Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 63 minutes. Outbound will be 40. The Bishop Ford I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 64 minutes. 29 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 20 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, everything is locked in at 8 minutes all around. It's 55th to Jackson, Jackson to 55th, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. In today's weather, it is currently 61 and cloudy. Expect rain throughout the mornings until the early afternoon. Today will be a high of 64 with a low of 57. I'm Reese the Ruler. Now here's So Good on the Maze Jackson Show.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, there's turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20-piece. Cause girl, you're all the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on, girl, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad 'cause I wanna check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your bodyguard, not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done. When you put your grown on. It's something about you. When you put your grown on. When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Or when you're at the job, just taking
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. For Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Rule in the building, y'all. Shout out to Loch Ness Monster. You alright. Them joints be alright. You know what I'm saying? Alright. I mean, that terrorism is alright. Make sure you play it, though. But it's alright.
I'm playing in the 8 o'clock after the 8 o'clock.
Man, it's alright. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch Ness, man. Hey, man, I feel like Ness is like one of them secret superheroes somewhere, too. You know what I'm saying? I be feeling like Ness could have been in the room and we just didn't even know it was him. Right? You know, because him and What Your Name Is. Because I know what Your Name Is look like. So I'm straight. I could tell when What Your Name is in the room. But that Ness, I don't know where yet. But I'm going to tell you that He be sending us the heat. Hey Joe, I'm gonna tell you, if it be any videos for any of these songs and I ain't in them, it's gonna be problems. It's gonna be problems. Hey, I saw y'all making fun of the vegan blunts, man, and rolling papers. Big Swill got them. Y'all better stop it. Big Swill got all the organic vegan, no tobacco. Y'all better check him out at TP one of these days. We're gonna have to have Big Swill come up in here and do a show. Well, not do a show. We're gonna have him come up here and interview about his store. Cause Riis be up there on
go live from the store and actually give us a view.
Oh, we should go live from the store. Maybe he'll let us broadcast live from the joint. Right, broadcast live. We broadcast in the window. I wonder at the TP, do they let you smoke? No, it's not a smoking joint. It's not a smoking joint. You see how I said that smoking joint?
I got
It's really a joint where you pick up papers and joints and grinders and all of that stuff and rolling trays, and you can get you some what's in it for the black people gear. Plus, they got an old school candy store up in there, Riis. You be snapping. Y'all know Big Swill. Y'all check him out at 55th and Dan Ryan. It's called TP. You check them out. Big stuff going on. Okay, I'm gonna take this call. Mama D, I need you to don't go super long for me, but on the live line is one of Chicago's greatest commenters and commentators, Mama D. Mama D, what's up? How you feeling today?
Okay, hallelujah, greetings to you. Well, first of all, I wanted to give my condolences to the family of the 15-year-old killed in the parking lot of Simeon. He's the second youngster that was killed in that parking lot. I was in the first graduation class to ever come out of Simeon when they changed the name from Westside Vocational. But when it comes to reparations, only the red man and the black man, the savage and the slave, could be born in America and not be citizens in the land of their birth. So they have exempt status, cultural rights, sovereignty, land, money, and that's what we need as a people. It's the same thing.
I'm with you, Mama.
So that's super short. But when it comes to that $500, do I have time?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
When it comes to that $500, the alderman came up with that after the Willie Wilson reparations bill resolution was put on the table. So when we should have divvies on that first div. When it comes to $500, whether you give it to our young men that she want to sue, or so they'll have some money, then she can sue them, or not. That's who needs to get that money for our broken young men that's been killed by these city police officers in the city of Chicago.
Okay, I can rock with that, Mama D. Thank you for calling, and I appreciate you. And we're glad to have you back over here with us. It is the Maze Jackson Show. All right. Told y'all I was going through a lot yesterday, right? I didn't put it on the clock. Stop that. I never put Mama D on the clock. So I don't know if you all saw the story. The Speaker of the House names the first Latina executive director of the House Democrats. That is, I don't know if you all remember Tim Mapes, but Tim Mapes was the Speaker's right-hand man. He was like the supreme gatekeeper to the Speaker. That position, the first black Speaker of the House has appointed the first Latina executive director of the House Democrats. That means not only will she see all full and part-time staff, so all of the executive assistants and all of that good stuff, everybody that works for the Democrats in the House will be her responsibility. She'll be responsible for fundraising for the entire Democratic caucus, but she'll also be responsible for fundraising for all of the House members individually, right? So she'll make sure that they got their accounts, that they're raising money, and they're doing the things that they need to do. She'll also be responsible for recruiting candidates and ensuring that candidates stay elected, and then she'll also be running all of the legislative races. It's funny because yesterday I went to the Speaker of the House's first fundraiser. And And yesterday, so that's where I used essay. Yesterday I was at we got to stop saying it because they cut us off last time. All right, so yesterday I went to the Speaker of the House's fundraiser, and it was a different experience. Let me say that if you all think about my last 8 years of being in the wilderness, being in the desert, all of those different things, for me to go to the speaker's fundraiser and the Speaker of the House to be a black man and the invincible Mike Madigan no longer in the slot, I'll be honest with you when I say that I felt a sense, I must tell you, it was much different than having gone before. And it was almost like everybody has to go bow down to this white man, and we all got to be subservient. And it's all like, oh, please look at me, sir, so that you can, acknowledge my existence. And remember, I told you I got super frustrated with that whole process too. And yesterday when I went to the speaker's fundraiser, it was a much different experience. Now, I'm going to combine that with kind of what I feel like I was going, part of how I'm in this space of how long you got to stay on the battlefield. Right? Like, if there was Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz and the whole thing, I feel like in some ways, my fight, like physical fight, like getting punched in the mouth, getting knocked around, not my fight. I feel like I sort of feel like I won my fight. And I took all the punches and I took all the abuses, and it was a 15-round fight. And I survived to live where everybody was expecting. Like, it was like walking into that room and people was like, dang, man, who would have ever thought you survived this? And so as I was having that moment, I saw my man Juan Rangel, because I'll be honest with y'all, I was reveling in the fact that it was like the black people, like y'all got to understand, like 10 years ago, the black people would have been in a corner. All the black people would have been poor in a corner, chilling, like happy to be seen, hoping to not get in trouble, and it was just a much different environment as to what I knew Illinois politics to be. And it's, so you know how you try to fight to create a space to exist in peace? It's like you see that space in peace being created and in development, and you wonder, like, how long you got to keep fighting. So then yesterday, so I was having that moment. Then my man Juan did the Juan Rangel. Jorge, who used to run Hacia, I can't think of everybody who it was, but they were like, hey, Maze, we got a story for you tomorrow. Did you see the speaker appointed the first Latina executive director of the House? And so I don't think I felt like anger. I felt like ordinarily it would have been my job to mount up, rail, get everybody fired up and say, okay, we got to push this envelope. We can't just let this happen, or we got to be mad about it. But I'm tired of being mad, right? I'm tired of being mad. I'm tired of running up the hill. I'm tired of catching arrows. I'm just tired. And so it was almost like when I saw that, and it was kind of like they was like, what you gonna do? I said to myself, what am I supposed to do? Then I said to myself, what y'all want to do? What do the people want to do? Because here's what I think. I think we got to figure out what is our plan going forward. We have we've come to this point where we got to figure out our way forward in this space. And honestly, from the vantage point that we sit, I'm not exactly sure how we do that. Right? Because I'm not exactly sure what we want. Now, I'm going to tell you something. So yesterday when I walked in the room, but shout out to JGB, Johnny Gill Bobby, because I said JGB, and she was like, Maze, hold on 1 second. But then as soon as I was like, you got to make sure that Tyrone Muhammad gets funding. Y'all know I've been a terrible lobbyist for Tyrone, right? I got to give him somebody else because I'll be distracted. But anyway, she was like, Maze, we heard you. He's in the budget. Tyrone, that means you got to go talk to LaShawn. Because she was like, Ford, put him in the budget. We heard y'all. Now, if the door is open, who are the people that are going to walk through it? I have almost become resigned to the fact that I'm probably never going to be in the promised land. Well, let me not say that. If I stay here, right here doing this, I don't know that I'll ever enjoy any of the fruits of somewhat winning the fight. And I don't know. Like, I'm not so upset with the Hispanic executive director because she has to, like, essentially she has to bend to the will of the members. But I can't want more for us than we want for ourselves. I can't. It's like, because you'll go crazy doing it. So now I got to ask you, what's our plan now that we know that we've ascended to the top spots, like real talk. And yes, they're in the wings, but we still got the top spot. So what are we going to do with the top spots while we got it? Who goes? Who are the people that are in the pipeline? Like, the whole infrastructure of the House is being rebuilt right now. Who? Who are the people that are capable, that understand, that are swordsmen, that are going to go in and sit at the table and fight on our behalf in the pipeline? Who are the black staffers that are going to be put into this pipeline? Are we going to establish our own internship program and go to the speaker and say, because can I tell you what the speaker said? The speaker said, I've been asking black people, what can I do? Now, some of y'all say, well, he should know automatically what he should do. But if somebody asks you what you want and you can't tell them, and so now I got to ask you as black folks, what role do we want to play in our future? And I don't know if the revolution, I would be honest with you and tell you I'm not confident that let me not say I'm not confident. Let me say that I believe that we have to put people in the pipeline that have us in their heart. Would you cut? You sending me the break? We have to now start to say, what are the pieces that are going to be in play? And what roles are the people going to play in it? See, who are the candidates of the future? Who are the people that are going to step up? Who are the black people that are going to make the sacrifices to do it? Because I think people are comfortable. Let me say this. There was a time when, and it's actually interesting because I was watching it and I saw it play out yesterday, where the people who are in the positions to move the ball forward have gotten their butts kicked so much that they be like, what's the point? I'm just going to run the ball. I'm going to score my touchdown. Screw the team. And I just don't know that we want to be strategic. I think we want to fight. And I think I used to talk about this all the time. We settled into a space where we are happy fighting and losing and being like, at least I was in the fight, but never moving the ball forward. You know, I felt like yesterday, there was almost this concept that we haven't been doing anything. Right? It was a strange feeling. It was a peculiar space that I was in yesterday because it felt as though there was the implication that all of the stuff that has happened over the last years was for nothing. Or we ain't seen nothing, we haven't. And I told you I was in a space yesterday. And when I walked into that room and saw the change. Now I'm saying that there's the slang. Remember when I'm gonna use your mayor. Remember when the Israelites left Egypt? They hadn't decided what God they was gonna follow. They hadn't decided how they was going. They was all mixed up. But they wasn't under Pharaoh no more. When somebody said we were non-existent, it's like we were almost non-existent. You wouldn't have known that. It felt so, it was almost like yesterday watching people be like, if it was the Wizard of Oz, yesterday it was like, ding dong, the witch is dead. Remember that part of this? Like, and the implication that we really hadn't done anything over these last 7 years, I'm going to tell you. It made me say to myself, how long do we do this? How long do we do this? It's like, yeah, it was just a thing. So yesterday, the Speaker of the House appointed a Latina to be the second most powerful person in the House that is not an elected official. Now, let's be clear. The elected officials still have the power collectively, but they have to recognize that. I got to ask you, what's our plan going forward? Are we going to sit back and allow them to replenish the staff? Because here's the deal. What's happening now is the cycle of they're expelling all of the old Madigan people and replenishing the cycle. And so right now, that infrastructure is being rebuilt. And sometimes I feel like we're positioning ourselves to be excluded from that rebuilding process. And so the vacuum will be filled by people. The vacuum will be filled by people who have been in the system and learned, not the people we put there, but the people that they pick again. Right now, I was looking at the room, and within the next 4 to 8 years, don't type and delete, type it. Say it. Everybody be saying what they want to say. Say it. I'm looking at the transition happening. So remember I told y'all over the course of time that there was going to be a transition? The transition is happening. And it's like I'm watching it in time-lapse photography and I'm seeing it go, and we're not saying, okay, this thing is being put back together, and we are sitting back talking about 10 years ago as compared to people moving forward. Now, trust but verify, we ain't even got to trust, but I don't feel like everybody got to be outside, and I don't know who's inside. And as a matter of fact, and I feel like we're going to make it into the house Negro slavery thing, etc. But I feel like, do y'all realize that the only reason we even know most of this stuff is because somebody was there to tell us? Who are the people that we are going to put forward? Who are our young black people that we are pushing into this process? But always keeping in their mind to remember who they are. It was interesting yesterday to watch Juan and the guys celebrate the young lady who got appointed, because guess what she was? From MLI. Right? And this whole takeover that we complaining about the Latinos doing is because they had a plan and they worked it. And it's coming to fruition over 20 years. It don't happen tomorrow. It was a gradual process that we are now seeing come to full fruition. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Look, y'all. When we come back, I want to talk to you about the Southside split. Did you see in the paper yesterday they announced that 2 Southside businesses received $4 million in funding to grow on the Southside? You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to talk about it because when I looked it up, I was all excited. I was like, $4 million on the Southside? And then I realized that Southside don't just mean black. But don't you think when they say Southside or West Side, you think black? That's the connotation.
All the time.
Right. You know what that is? That's the 1 for me, 1 for you, 2 for you, 1, 2 for me. We'll talk about it more when we come back. It's the Mace Jackson Show.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBPM.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:37 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. In sports, the Chicago Cubs lose 9-5 to the Minnesota Twins. The Chicago White Sox also lose to the Detroit Tigers 5-3. Their magic number is still 2 to clinch the AL Central. Over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 59 minutes. Back out to O'Hare will be 56. On the Eden inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange will be 69. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 60. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 66 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 65. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 59 minutes. Outbound will be 48. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 62 minutes, 29 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 24 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes back out to 95th. The Salvo Lakeshore Drive is still locked in at 8 minutes all around. That's 55th to Jackson, Jackson to 55th. Randolph to Bryn Mawr, and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 61 and mostly cloudy. Expect rain through the early afternoon, but today will be a high of 64 with a low of 57. I'm Riis the Ruler, and now here's Sparkle on the Maze Jackson Show.
You see me, you see him, my best friend. He hold me down like anchors fighting the waves. Upon not to my crime, yeah, I do time. Till I'm with you, I'll be counting the days. Yeah, ooh, been through so many things, but we always get through. Yeah, ooh, it ain't always perfect, but it's worth it. This is deeper than the surface. If I said I didn't love you, you would not know I've been running. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide and make them something, something, like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so weak. Say, easy to love. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so weak. Say, easy to love. I never thought that I would give it to you, but now I don't think it's the time. I won't do it. I think it's cause the way you talk to me. Know how to say it without making me feel little. You're gracious even when you pop off on me. When you get done, I got a little something to drop off on you. Because you earned it with the time you took to put it that way. You got me liking to get put in my place. If I said I didn't love you, you would not know I've been running. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide and make them something, something, like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy.
Wake up, Chicago. This is your man, Maze Jackson. I'm your host. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. It is Wednesday, y'all. So don't forget to check out the hot lineup. We got the return of the green side of things from 1 to 3 today with Sadiq Cassiopeia. And I think Sister Africa is coming in with them, who just had a birthday. Plus, then at 5 o'clock, we got the New Era Chicago Radio. Y'all got to check them brothers out, them brothers and sisters out. They kind of deep. Then, to lighten it up, is Chris the Critic. Hey, DJ, tell Chris, hey, man, we cleaned up this joint. If he leave his stuff around here again, dog, I'm going to start finding him. He gon' be on the paid list. Like, how we clean up? How we clean up and then mugs be leaving their stuff?
He ain't supposed to be drinking, but you're not going to say nothing, okay?
Not say nothing else.
Yeah.
All right. Also, then we got, after Chris the Critic, then we got, don't forget, we got In the Zone with Brian Foster. And then We got to put the plastic on the seats because it is time for Week Izzo Wednesday. What y'all got going this week, man? Y'all got something crazy?
It's probably gonna be one of just a normal good ones. We got.
Nee said a normal good one.
Yeah, we got like a up and coming chef. He's gonna come in here. He said he might bring some food and some shirts.
Yeah, you can't. See, here y'all go. Food, shirts. Once again, cut Maze out. They ain't say, "Hey Joe." No.
I said he might. I don't know.
Look, they gonna be eating. It's gonna be crumbs.
Nah, never.
It's gonna be crumbs. It's gonna be shirts. Everybody gonna be getting gear. I told you. Look, the other day Riis came in. I seen him on on Facebook stories showing all his new RX gear. He ain't even give me a hoodie. He was like, "Oh no, you can't get one of these." It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Nah, Riis, it's all good. It's all good.
One today,
I'm feeling a certain way.
On one today,
I am feeling a certain. Yeah, man, Joe.
I love you, Maze, man. You just own one today.
You know, man. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't like to be questioned. I respect the process, but I don't like to be questioned, and I understand it. I understand why people do. But I swear to God, yesterday, sitting in that fundraiser, like looking at that, I was sitting there saying, man. And I ain't gonna even lie, yesterday y'all had me question myself just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like, do I do enough? Have I done enough? Did I? And I walked in that room and I saw all of them people in the state whose lives changed. I'm looking at all of these unwinding of these jobs and positions and people moving around. And I was just thinking to myself, like, do y'all realize like 7 years ago, nobody would even know we wasn't even talking about this? Yeah. So I ain't tripping. Yes, I am. I'm feeling a certain way today. But I think what I've come to the recognition is you can't do it forever. I think that is it. I think you definitely can't do it forever. You can't be on the battlefield forever. Because, I mean, how many of our soldiers have died on the battlefield and people mourn them and move on? And they die from broken hearts of their peoples. Hoping and praying that one day we gonna skip over the process and magically it's just gonna all happen. So let me tell y'all. Today I was reading in the paper, and story. I'll be big on language, right? I'm big on language, and the South Side split. So there was a story in the paper today about how the South Side, two South Side businesses got $4 million. Riis, I was geeked. I was like, yes, the governor came to town to give $4 million to South Side businesses. When you say South Side, when I say South Side, you say, well, no. Anyway, when you hear South Side or West Side, is it fair to think, not fair to think, is it fair for me to say that it has been code for black, right? And then over time it's been black and Latino, and then it's been code for like sort of poor, right? Like if you think about when they say South Side, South and West Sides, they really are trying to encompass black people without saying black people. Can we agree to that? So when you see a story that says that South Side businesses got $4 million from the governor in grant money, you say what? Southside, you say, man, two black businesses got $2 million each. And I was looking at it to be like, dang, let me see who they got that money. What would you say if I told you? So Riis, I did the Ruthie Moore. I got to see if I still got it up. I did the Ruthie Moore, which was I looked up what the businesses were. And Riis, I'll tell you, I was not happy to find out that So the names of the two companies that got the money. Hold on, let me find it because I lost my paper. Was Bordeaux Griffin Interior Designs. She got 2 million people. And Omni Ecosystems. Bordeaux Griffin Interior Designs got 1.9 million. And Omni Ecosystems got 2 million. So now I'm saying, dang, all right, who are these businesses? So then I look at their addresses because, I'm still a little suspect when they say South and West Sides. Finds out that Omni Ecosystems is located on 41st and State. Riis, they got to be black, right? 41st and State, Omni Ecosystems, South Side, they got to be black.
Ain't that like Bronzeville still? So
yeah.
I don't know.
So you getting to my point, Riis. You're getting to my point. How much of the South Side is really black? So, because here's what happened. Riis, I went to go look up this Omni Ecosystem. You know what threw me off, though? Because I was all good. I was about to be like, man, $4 million went to Griffin is black. Just get to my point. So, I was like, man, we got $4 million. And then I saw the president of Omni's name was Molly. And I was like, the only black Molly I know is on Insecure. That's it. Period. So I said, I got to do the Ruthie more. So I went and looked at the website. Riis, 2 million of that 2 million went to Omni Ecosystems on the South Side on 41st and State, all white company. The blackest two people. And I really should show y'all and I don't want to play the brothers, but I mean, it's like they got the executives and then they got like this black dude with dreads in the executive boxes. Like they got everybody's titles mixed up. So you think the brother got some juice. Riis, you open it up. He the intern. Then you scroll down. And the next brother, like they got all the white people with jobs. Then you scroll down a little bit more and you see a brother, he got his hat broke off.
He the janitor.
He is the janitor, Riis. He is. And then you scroll down some more. They got this Indian looking lady.
Secretary.
Molly was white, I thought. Anthony. She tried to play black, but she was white. Anyway, Riis, then you scroll down, and then they got this, like, she looked like, I guess y'all would call her exotic, right? But I thought she was, like, mixed. Patel. So she next to, like, another sister that's on there, but guess what she is? The administrative assistant. So now, you know what it made me think of, Riis? 1 for you, 1 for me. 2 for you, 1, 2 for me. Because now you could be... And then they said they were excited to have the business, the grant, because it would allow them to expand their minority and women business opportunities.
We had a discussion yesterday, wordplay now.
Riis, so that is now my question. Can we trust when they say South and West Side that it means black people? Does it? South and West Side, does it mean black people? And how much of South Side really is black?
If they do, they're going to find the whitest company in the blackest neighborhood so the black people can still got to bring their money to them. So either way it go, like, it be like, yeah, I will put this on old block, but we'll give it to whatever's the only white business there. And boom, now they're like, oh, yeah, we gave old block $2 million, but it didn't help old block. Yeah, I can believe it.
Man, so Riis, I was just telling you that it's crazy to me I think we got to start paying more attention. So and remember yesterday me and Swill was driving and we took Midway Plaisance to Stony Island. And normally where you could go straight across, the Obama Center was there. Mm-hmm. And it made me say, White Chicago starts 10 blocks south of 63rd. So when you say South Side now, do we think it means black? Do we still think it means black? And when we say South and West Sides, do we think it still means black? And where does the West Side start now, Riis? Where does the South Side, what percentage of the South Side is black? So when they say it, how should we be feeling? When they say South Side, we should be like, 33, 1/3, like not the whole South Side, but 1/3 of it. And then I want to know from you, Riis, where does the West Side start? Like the West Side. Because the West Side, like it's funny to me because the West Side used to start at Halsted.
Yeah. They said that technically, that's what we claim, but now it's regentrified. Like, if you take all of that, when you're talking about black people, you probably hitting about California-ish, maybe Western, but I don't know about like
Western.
Like
on the other side.
Yeah, right.
Other side of Western.
Yeah, right,
now
right.
Look, dog. On this side of Western. Now it's funny though, because I was when we were watching the Fred Hampton story, right? Like the Black Jesus, Messiah, Black Jesus and the Messiah or whatever, Judas and the Black Messiah.
I guess.
All of that scenery was from the neighborhood that I live in, but it's now all gentrified. Like west of Western, there's a lot of scattered site housing from Rockwell. Like there's a lot of mixed in, like single family homes and duplexes. But like, when we start hearing these words, man, we got to stop. Like, I don't think that South and West Side is any more encompassing of us anymore. Like, I don't think you can say when they say South and West Side, we're doing this for the South and West Sides. I think we have a connotation that it means us. Tell me, where does the South Side and the West Side start? Because Brownsville, yesterday I was riding with a client of mine, right? And he said, okay, there's the South Loop and there's the South Loop. I was like, that is all wordplay to trick the white people into saying they don't live in the black neighborhood. Right? The South Loop and the South Loop. I was like, what is the South Loop? I was like, I used to say the South Side started at Roosevelt. Right? Then I would say 22nd. Now I got to say, where does the South Side actually start? Like straight South Side. 47th? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Where does the South Side, where does the West Side start?
I could say about 47 now, if you really think about it.
I think, and 40, depending on how far east you go, because 47th, you mess around being Hyde Park, and the white folks be like, oh, excuse me.
Oh.
Right? And I'm going to tell you, I might say Riis 55th. I might say 55th. Because I think right up till you get to the park, they built, like any open lot, they turn it into a $500,000 crib. So I don't know that the South Side is still what we define it as. And I don't know that the West Side is what we define it as. It can't be 35th type. No, there's no way it's 35th. There's no way. That's the white people are calling Brownsville the South Loop now. That's what I was trying to get to. He was like, is this the South Loop or is this the South Loop? And I was like, this is Brownsville. However, I gotta ask you, Riis, like, cause I'm just telling you, we've been getting tricked out of they keep using these words that we think mean us, but don't. Think about that. When they said two South Side business, and you can't forget Beverly, you can't forget Mount Greenwood, right? You can't forget Hegwish, you can't forget how much of the South Side do you think we occupy still? How much of the West Side do you think we really count for? I think black folks is in between what? And now think about this. Inglewood is now being split. I remember when you used to drive down 55th, and you drive 55th from Dan Ryan all the way to Western.
I tell you what, you want to know where the West Side starts wherever the bike lane end at, okay?
No, Riis, they don't put bike lanes by the dome.
Wherever the
bike lanes go up to Madison and Pulaski, they go up to Independence.
Okay, well, that's because it's the park right there, and it's kind of like, but that's really like the hood. But yeah, but after that, for sure. For sure. When there's no more bike lanes, you know you in the hood.
Lord have mercy. Or when you see the bike lanes coming, then you know you about to be out.
Yeah, you like, okay, I'm in a gentrified neighborhood.
Neighborhood. All right, y'all, man, I'm just saying. So Riis, you saying South Side, the West Side start where? But not
California for sure. But like
California,
like
that's Ricky.
You know what I'm saying? But like Western maybe, but as you going towards Western for sure, but California for sure. Then because it's like after that is what like Kedzie or something. Yeah, it's Kedzie. That's definitely the West Side. Okay.
What about South Side? Like if you had to draw a line, okay. So first of all, you got to draw a line straight up the middle of the Dan Ryan and say that, like, where do the white people? Where does Bridgeport? So Chinatown, Bridgeport. Yo.
I'm going to say about
check
47, 43rd at the minimum, but about 47 for sure.
Where does Chinatown now reach to? Because Chinatown about to take over Prairie Shores, yo. They taking over Prairie Shores. Remember Prairie Shores used to be everybody's starter crib. Like if you got put out, you got divorced, you did anything, you first got your first crib, Prairie Shores, and what's the other one over there? Prairie Shores and I can't think of the other one. Y'all give it to me. But tell me, where does the black South Side? So Riis, where you saying? You saying where?
47 for sure.
Yeah, like I'm not talking. See, because I feel like as it's integrated, I feel like it don't remain the South Side that we talk about.
And that's 47 South, not nowhere over East. Because if you go anywhere over East, then that is not the South Side. That's
Do we count the Latinos as Southside? Do they count themselves as Southsiders? Because like Bridgeport, Beverly, Mount Greenwood, they count themselves as Southsiders. I don't really ever think of, do like Latinos think of themselves as South and West Siders? You know what I mean? I'm not saying that as a diss. I'm saying that like, do they accept that, do they accept those labels?
Probably do. It's just not as strong probably as black people because like, you know,
I feel like
when more together, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you look at like Hispanics, they kind of like in a nest together. Like this is the Hispanic neighborhood. It's kind of like them, you know. So
it's like us. It's our enclaves. It's Little Villita.
Right.
This
and
Pilsen.
That's still out west. You know what I'm saying? Like little village out west. You know, that's what we
call it out west. They call it Little Village.
Exactly. Like you see what I'm saying? So right.
Where's Home Run In?
Oh man, listen.
Home Run In. What's
out west? We out west claiming that.
Home Run In is out west.
Listen that, but if you ask an out west person, anything past Cermak is out. Like for sure, we don't claim. But the only thing we gonna claim
Cermak. You West Side claim Cermak?
No, anything past Cermak we don't. That's our borderline for us. Anything after Cermak we like, nah, you kind of out south. But even though that Home Run In is on 31st, we ain't giving y'all that.
Salazar said they claim. Y'all don't be claiming no West Side. I ain't never heard no Latino be like, West Side?
Never.
Get out of here. Do y'all be saying, do the Latinos say West Side, South Side? Do they represent? I feel like when it's a baseball game, they do.
Oh, yeah.
Right? When it's a baseball game, they do. But I don't know if they represent South Side, West Side like that. And we got any... Am I allowed to say? Oh, I can't say.
No.
Okay. If we got any Latinos that's look, do y'all represent South Side, West Side? Like, let me ask you a question. You know how we be talking like that black and brown stuff? Like at the party. If there was a party, I don't know if they still do this at the party? And they ask like South Side and West Side and North Side?
For sure.
Do the Latinos be like, South Side? Or do they be like, Little Villita?
I think they just clap for the side, but they don't be like, you know, like we be like, yeah, we from the South Side, yeah, we from out west. They just be like, all right, I guess we on the west side. You know, it'd be like a little clap, like, yeah, I clap with y'all. But if they be like, Love Village, stand up, then you hear them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do they get at the party, they be like, hey, shout out? Or do they just claim they hoods? That'll be interesting to see.
That's it, just their hoods.
All right, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis, the ruler. We about to move on. All right, we got any Latinos on the live line? Call us up, 872-259-7474. Do y'all claim the west side or the south side? Do anybody really claim the north side? Well, north side people do claim the north side. I feel like they start when I saw them White Sox jerseys come out, the South Side White Sox jerseys, I was like, that's when the Latinos gonna start. Cause that look like LA. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, Riis, we'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Oh, man. They done messed around and gave New Era Chicago their own radio show. What they do that for?
You done messed up. So what we doing, bro?
Man, we talking about power.
Did you say power?
Not rights and equality, but power. We ain't begging, we building.
In that order, Chicago, and we got dope segments. Hey, yo, sis, holla at them.
Peace and love, family. It's Sister E of New Era Chicago in the building, dropping the statistics, holistics, and of course the ballistics. Good for the mind, body, and the soul. Let's get it, family.
And this your boy D Cook coming with straight facts. If you don't know, now you know.
And this is your other sister, Omo Oya Music, coming in peace, love, and light, getting real with my people so we can quit with the bull spit.
And this brother E, and I'm gonna wrap it up with the power surge.
Listen, this going down every Wednesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the Black Power Hour, New Era Chicago Radio on What's in It for the Black People Media.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
All love it.
Yeah, I love being black. Hey, do this for my people.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:03 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. In sports, the Chicago Cubs will lose to the Minnesota Twins 9-5. The White Sox also fall short to the Detroit Tigers 5-3. Their magic number to clinch the AL Central is 2. Now over to traffic on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop, 58 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 47. On the Eden from Deerfield to the Exchange is 67 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 64. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 74 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 48. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 62 minutes. Outbound will be 48. The Bishop Ford I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 57. 29 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 26 minutes to the Loop. 16 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, little traffic, 55th to Jackson will be 16 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 8. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr will be 8 minutes. Bryn Mawr to Randolph will be 14. Today's weather, it is currently 61 degrees and mostly cloudy. Expect rain to the early afternoon. Today will be a high of 64 with a low of 67. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's some Valerie on the Maze Jackson Show.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay that fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well my body's been a mess and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, babe? Why don't you come on over,
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
People, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis, and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Hey, y'all, this Wednesday. So don't forget to check out the whole lineup today. Don't forget, we got the green side of things coming back today from 1 to 3. Then starting at 5 o'clock, we got New Era Chicago Radio. Them brothers intense. Them sisters intense. Then they be making you laugh after they leave. They be straight. You be talking. I'll be quiet. I'll be talking, but I'll be quiet, but I'll be talking again. Then, don't forget, Chris the Critic. Hey, Riis. You better tell Riis, you tell Chris I say you better clean up after this, so. I know you think you got some maids around here. We clean the whole office. This dude gonna leave bottles and caps and stuff around. Open bottles. Riis like, no, man, don't see. They want, see?
His wife don't know he drinking.
Yeah, his wife know he drinking. Y'all, you got to listen. You got to listen to him. You, come on now. I done known Tasha since college. She ain't crazy. She know Chris being there sipping, imbibing. They be coming in here with a fifth. They busted last year. I was here a little late.
Dang, you gonna tell it all?
I'm telling you, hey. Around here, tired, man. Shoot, I'm tired of being disrespected. Around here, didn't y'all see Purple Hooray? Don't I keep the heat on? Man, take me 16 years to get the office clean and y'all want to come splash bottles that has sticky stuff. Plus, it's Week Wednesday, so I got to keep the plastic on the seats. Y'all make sure y'all don't miss Riis and Toy. See, I told you Riis was holding out too. Riis didn't want Toy because he was scared she was going to see the big lights.
She was working, man.
Yeah, she saw the big lights. Riis didn't want her to see the big lights. She'd be like, damn, them big numbers, man. Them big numbers. I can't snitch at my crib. Real talk. Like, how you come to my house, disrespect my joint, I'm snitching? No, that ain't what that is.
Just forgot.
He forgot.
Yeah.
All right.
He forgot to take his bottle of orange juice with him, man.
Okay.
All right, man. Yeah,
All
that
right.
man left it.
That-
Do not leave your bottle of OJ.
Reis, you on management now. You management now.
I'm gonna tell
Reis,
you.
you management
Don't
now.
leave your bottle with
You
orange juice.
You
I'm
management
telling
that,
them,
dog.
don't leave your bottle with orange juice.
Okay.
It was not liquor. It was orange juice.
Yeah, this is the Wednesday lineup. Then don't forget Sunday. I don't even know if we're gonna have church Chicago this week.
Why you say that?
You see your shirt?
Oh man.
I don't even know if we're gonna see the only thing that could save them this week is Angie. It's the only thing that could save us is Angie. Because I know Angie wouldn't have did that. I know she probably was like, hey, I know y'all ain't finna give Riis a shirt and not give Maze a shirt. How y'all?
And you know what? You're right. I think that day I got the shirt. I think Angie won here that day.
I'm telling you, because Angie know I be fun. You look, man, I'm prickly sometimes. I'm sensitive. Sorry.
I don't think they had your size, man. They only had one. It was like, oh,
Yeah, wait, so they drove all the way here to my joint and then didn't have my size, but they had some other size? Okay, it's all good.
You know, they ain't know your color, so I was like, you know
black.
what? Black. I took the last black
You
one.
ain't even say, Maze rock the black shirt. Let me go ahead and kick that to Maze. See?
It wasn't your size, though.
What
We
size is it,
different
Reis?
size.
What size?
What's your size?
What's your size, Reis? What size you wear, Reis? What size is your shirt, Reis?
That's a large.
Exactly, there it is.
Extra large.
See, that's what I'm saying. I can rock a large or extra
A
large.
medium extra large.
I got you. See, it be like that's they be playing you. It's all good. It's like y'all ain't go. I'm just telling you. I've come to the recognition that you will not have me to kick around forever. It will not be. I will not be. I will be like, you know what? That's all good. I'm gonna be like, y'all gonna be like, dang, you should got that ninja shirt. That's okay though. It's all right. I'm not tripping. I'm gonna take a page out of Rahm Emanuel's book. Did y'all see Rahm? Check this out. Rahm Emanuel was the supreme Democrat of Democrats here in Chicago, Illinois. Do y'all remember that when Rahm Emanuel got out of office and left Chicago, that he made $16 million in 1 year? Did you know that Rahm has made $13 million since he left the mayor's office? $13 million. Now, he only been out the mayor's office 2 years, and all of this is coming out because he is now being vetted to become the ambassador to Japan. Now, check this out, Reis. What would you say if I told you that Rahm Emanuel made more money with Republicans since he's been the mayor, out of the mayor's office, than he did with Democrats? What would you say if I told you that Rahm Emanuel teamed up with Chris Christie, Republican New Jersey governor, John Kelly, former Trump chief of staff, Reince Priebus, former Trump chief of staff, and a host of other Republicans to go speak to Republicans throughout the country as part of his speaking engagements?
As a Republican?
No, as Rahm Emanuel. Now, here's the funny part. Rahm Emanuel is seeking to be the Democratic. They are vetting him as a Democrat, even as he made most of his money with Republicans. I want to point out, let me ask you a question. Do y'all remember Ice Cube? Do y'all remember when Ice Cube went to go talk to Trump, or said he went to talk to the Trump campaign because, why? Because he wanted to talk to both parties. And remember how they got black folks to skewer Cube? Cook them. They had black folks tell you that Ice Cube wasn't down. Anybody black that went to go talk to anybody in the Trump campaign, anything else, they were non-black. Black people running around here, waving flags, talking about who we can talk to, criticizing black folks. Do y'all remember when they showed Rahm with the bottle of wine, leaving Bruce Rauner's crib? It's so crazy to me how they can trick black people into fighting against our own self-interest, even as, like, do y'all understand right now, they're about to vote on this dude to be the ambassador to the United States, to Japan. Even as it's revealed that he made all of that money with the Republicans. Y'all, how does this happen? How does it happen that we allow white folks to determine who we can talk to, who we can't talk to, even as they talk to everybody? Remember I used to tell y'all all the time, they would have the Black Caucus saying we refuse to meet, even as Chuck and Nancy were sitting on Trump's couch. When they rolled out this list, and I would tell you that there will be people that will make excuses for Rahm who were the same people who told me, Mays, you're a sellout for even having a conversation with the Republican. Remember? Remember during the Bruce Rauner era when they said we will starve out all of the poorest people in the country, in the state. We will no daycare. Madigan said there will be no budget. We will shut the state down before we give him a win. And then you turn around and you see Rahm being right there making millions again. He used Bruce Rauner as a punching bag because Bruce Rauner was the punching bag. I mean, he was a failure. He was a flop. I'm not going to trip. But the point was, all this time, it was really theater because Bruce Rauner was the person who made him a multimillionaire. Now, what's so crazy to me is people will tell me, Mays, stop talking about Rahm. Don't hate on Rahm. And Mays, don't be over there with Bruce Rauner. And I'm saying, hey, cuz, this dude just made $16 million in 1 year. And now here he is, and he's made $13 million in 2 years, plugged up with Republicans. And black people will tell you to be quiet. Black people will skewer you for asking what's in it for the black people. Riis, I ain't gonna even lie, bro. When I read that, I was waiting for the chorus of people who would speak up. I was waiting to say how. I thought anything associated with Donald Trump was off limits. I thought that was just anti-democratic. I think about black people who cooked. Do y'all understand? We cooked Cube. We melted Cube. Y'all was like, that man done gave y'all Friday. He done gave you America's Most Wanted. He been rocking with us from F the Police. And we were willing to throw our own overboard for some politics that I told you the only people that don't have a choice is us. When the Latinos talk across the line, nobody says anything. They be like, hey, we got to get it. We got to get it. And so I got to ask y'all, how do we represent our self-interest in these, in under this, guys? How do we represent our own self-interest? Can we agree that Rahm is at the very top of the Democratic Party? Like he is considered one of their elite. Like, yo, we not even supposed to talk to people across the line. Like, if you get talking, if you in a photograph, even if y'all not even talking about politics, you're not even supposed to be seen. Black people will cook you. I will tell. Do y'all think anybody? I would tell you, people will stand in line and take a picture with Rahm. It's the same thing where, do you wonder how Donald Trump gets a tax break in Illinois? Like, from Burke being able to represent, think about Donald Trump came to Chicago and had representation, and quiet as is kept, nobody stopped him. Help me, man. Help me understand, how do we free ourselves from these mental traps that we put ourselves in? I mean, we literally have been put in a place where we have been talked out of being able to represent our own self-interest. Think about when people tell you who you can talk to or who you cannot, even as they talking to them. The challenge now becomes, how do we? So Von, now I see you, and I'm really gonna start staying out these comments because it throws me off. But Von, I would say a majority of his money was made through the hedge fund, Democratic hedge fund, Republican hedge fund. Is the money green, or is the? Because remember, at the top, that's where they meet. And I think we can always excuse. We can find a way to excuse. Right? So Rahm made most of that money from hedge funds, but I still can't go talk to. But at the same time, he making his side money with Republicans. Just think about the gravity of anybody black that went to meet or sat with the Trump organization. And apparently this was during Trump in presidency. Think about the gravity of that. Think about, and it's the same thing that I told y'all, at the top, it's money. Like I told you when I went to the Trump fundraiser, it was no different than going to the Hillary Clinton fundraiser. The conversations were the same. How do we make more money? How do we decrease regulation? How do we move our path forward? It is amazing to me that right now, it's amazing to me right now that a Democrat with that list of Republican speakers, relationships, etc., still has a chance to get at the table. Can I ask a question? Where does that work for anybody else but white folks? Whew. I don't know, y'all. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy scenario. Are you able to get money with Republicans? Are Democrats able to get money with Republicans? Like, I'll be honest with you. There was a time where you couldn't do business if you wasn't doing it with Republicans. And my point here is not to encourage or drive anybody because we're so brainwashed, and this is part of the reason. I would argue with you that this is part of the reason that we don't get much. Because even when you do ask or demand or push, they don't really gotta wait for the white folks to come do you, because black folks will do you. I mean, think about What could the white response have been to Ice Cube if black people said, "Yep, we with that"? But it seems to me that we're at a space where we just refuse ourselves. And I would tell you that watching what happened to Ice Cube is 99% of the reason that most people don't step up. Because they know that with enough media and enough money, if they put an R on you as a black person or they say you are against the Democrats, you're done. And for all of the Ungawa black powers of the world, it ain't enough to deal with the masses of hypnotized and brainwashed people. And so, essentially, when you watch your people cook you, and you watch people get cooked time and time and time and time again, no matter what they do, it becomes a point where you're like, well, what am I fighting for? What am I really doing this for? Because if ain't nobody gonna stand up with me, or if nobody's going to push, I'm gonna stay right here. Why I gotta keep getting my head kicked in? And I think that Rahm story just proves the way it is. It just proves the way it is. And for all of the, like, I just don't know that I don't know that we understand strategy and gamesmanship. Today I read to you that the Speaker of the House appointed the first Latina executive director. Do y'all know that was a probably in my just personal time, a 20-year process that is coming to fruition now? And I don't know how we catch up. I don't know how we catch up if emotion rules the day. I was thinking about all of the stones, all of the rocks, all of the stuff that it takes to get to the top of the pile. To finally be in a position to do something. But if you got to fight to get out the door, to get out your own house, shoot, you done lost all the energy for the fight with all the other people. And so I would just tell you that even as this time comes upon us and we're seeing all of this, we saw Rahm Emanuel cross the lines. And to see him be able to go walk across, make money, and nobody say a word, and he still be up for the slot, it's just crazy to me. Look, y'all, when we come back, I want to be a little bit more reflective. I want to know how long you stay in the fight. How many battles you got to be in? How long do you have to die on the battlefield? It was interesting. I told you I saw some stuff last night. I had a very long day yesterday, a very reflective day that took me through a lot of it. The day yesterday was very much symbolic of where I am in life. And when we come back, I want to know how long Do you stay in the fight? When do you know it's your time to move on? It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll talk about it when we come back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:33 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. In sports, the Chicago Cubs will fall short to the Minnesota Twins 9-5. As also the Chicago White Sox will lose to the Detroit Tigers 5-3. Their magic number to clinch the AL Central is still 2. No, the traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop, 60 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be the same. Inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange on the Eden is 69 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 66. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 71 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 47. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 60 minutes. Outbound will be 46. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 48 minutes, 29 minutes. Back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is still 26 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes. Back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive south from 55th to Jackson is 17 minutes. Jackson back to 55th will be 10. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr will be 8. Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 12. Today's weather, it is currently 61 and cloudy. Expect rain into the early afternoon. Today will be a high of 64 with a low of 57. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Loch Ness with terrorism.
The Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she disrespected the same country that she served, that makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they did get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gonna tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media's the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. It's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wilding with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. Back to the Maze Jackson Show.
Bring me back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Look like you had one of them empty joints. Hey, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host. And, Dad, I told y'all I had a long day yesterday. I woke up this morning feeling a certain way. Then Riis came in here with that shirt on. Then it just
let it go, man.
You know what? I am gonna let it go, Riis. That's actually the whole point.
You gonna have your shirt Sunday, man.
No, I don't want a shirt Sunday. No, I don't want Sunday. But you know what, Riis? I talk about this thing being a labor of love regularly, right? And yesterday I was just confronted with the decision. I was really questioning myself, right? Like, what do you got to do? How do we get there? And am I gonna go? Am I gonna make it? And I started to think. Yesterday, I'd be honest with you and say that there was a part of me that felt, I don't want to say failure, but damn, am I doing enough? Have I done enough? And then I started asking, what is enough? Right? And it was haunting me all day yesterday. I ain't gonna even lie. Like, there's times when there's days when I'm just like, whatever, and then there's days that it was like, And yesterday was one of them days where I really was like, what am I doing this for? Right? Like, really, what am I doing this for? I think back to that drive home from Springfield. When I promise y'all, I swear to God, I heard God say my name. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I heard God say my name. And I told you I was riding in the Benz and I was living my life and I was, I was great. Hanging out with my cousin on the ride. Straight up. I heard God and I was talking to my cousin and I was like, cuz, I heard it again and I threw it out the window. I was like, cuz, don't jump out the window. But he was like, I can't go. He jumped. And it was that ride that hit me with the what's in it for the black people when it was like, what you doing? And from that moment on, I was just unsettled in my, I was settled in my space. That path of that not being able to sleep, not being able to be at peace because I felt like there was something more that I had a job. And sometimes you don't know how it works and what you're doing and all that good stuff. And so I'll be honest. After yesterday, I was like, dang, really? What am I? Like, dang, Joe. What you doing? Like, has it all been worth it? Like, you done, like, what's the purpose still? And is that purpose still the same? Because it's tiring. It's exhausting. Like, not just getting up, but just the whole constant pull, tug, pull, call, help, what I can do, what I can't do, what I can get to, what I can't get to, just the whole process. And I was yesterday really like, man, Joe, really? You don't do nothing. You just talk about a bunch of stuff and we just never see nothing change. And Yeah, it hit me kind of. And so yesterday, was trying to say, what am I going to do? Right? Like, I'm not going to keep this up. It's like, there is no win. Right? Like, there is no win because there's always going to be white supremacy, and I'm going to be swimming up against the uphill stream. And I was like, has this all been for naught? And yesterday, and I need to make sure that nobody thinks that I'm claiming this or whatever. But yesterday, I went to the speaker of the House's event. And I remember the last time that I went to a Speaker of the House's event when I was still in good graces and all that good stuff. And it was like being like in a Game of Thrones and everybody was trying to get the king's favor and it was all the way. And I was thinking to myself how different this was. Now, here stood at the front of the room was a black man. Like, people were laughing, they were joking, they were happy, they were kicking it. And you know, I know we're not supposed to be all happy and kicking and all that good stuff. But it was like I felt yesterday a sense of relief. Now, I also saw some backstabbing, cutthroat garbage that some days I just be like, and the cutthroat garbage, backstabbing stuff really just made me say, will there ever be a win? Like, can I ever just win and be at peace and just be in my space? And so I'm curious to know, how long do you gotta go? How much do you have to sacrifice? How much do you have to give before it's enough? Before you say, I'm gonna tap out. Right? And I'm going to be honest with you and say that I didn't really ask for this cup. And it's a bitter cup made more bitter yeah. And I don't know that this is, I don't know how long I can keep this up. It's tough. And I know I go through these epiphanies but I don't know that I don't know that I don't want to at some point be able to enjoy life. Like, I got a grandchild. Like, I want to go play with her. I want to go, and as people will tell you to give up, they will define you by their standards. And I'm curious, how long do you have to stay on the field? Because I'll be honest with you, looking yesterday, it seemed like there was a lot of people enjoying the fruits of my pain. And I'm not giving up on anybody. It's not a give up on anybody. But like, yeah. It is the question that I'm now facing. Yeah, it is. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this thing is getting heavy. It's getting heavy. And I don't know that it gets lighter. I feel like we put there's more rocks getting put on it. And so I don't want to fail my people. And I don't want to feel like a failure to my people. But I don't know that I can ever win. I don't know that, and I don't know that my victory is the same victory is the victories. I wanted to be able to walk with my head up in my own space. And I feel like I can do that. Now, I still got to slang the sword. I still got to fight. But I don't know that there will ever be a point that I just can't fight every fight. I just can't fight every fight. It's like I just can't. And I don't want to fail y'all. I don't want to let y'all down. I do feel like I get punished for the information that I share, right? Like in sharing it, it becomes another point. And so I'm curious to know, how long does a person have to stay on the battlefield? How long do you got to stay? When can you say, job well done? And it's like, everybody say, Maze, drop names, say this, say that, say this, say that. No, it's like everybody says go. People will clap while you kill yourself and be like, you should have did. I wouldn't have did it that way. And I was just thinking about how many times I don't think that this can go forever. Not this version of Maze Jackson. I'm gonna tell you that it's heavy. And I done took a couple vacations and all of that stuff, but I want to win. And faith, and I got y'all, and I appreciate. Like, let me tell you. So when I go to the places, like even yesterday, people were like, "Thank you." Can I tell you, it was a great feeling to go somewhere and they was like, yesterday, thank you, because now we free. Like, it was great to see. Like, because most of the people on social media and Facebook and all that, like, y'all weren't necessarily in my purvey when I wanted us to be free. Like, I just didn't want to be underneath a tyrant. I didn't feel like we needed to bow down. I just didn't feel like we needed to have to look away when some white dude walked in the room who we all could pound. And yesterday I was watching, and again, I always be like, sometimes we be dancing to our demise. But it was great to watch the people who didn't know what it could be like to walk with your head up, walking with their heads up. And I felt like, man, who else? Who's next? Who carries the torch? I was thinking about, remember when, and I hate to keep using these biblical references, but it's like, remember when Moses had to hold his arms up? And he had to keep them up, and it was like, dag dog, I can't hold him up forever. And so people came and helped him hold his arms up because the people needed to cross. Yesterday was just a very enlightening moment. And it's like, I don't know that it's my baton to carry across the line. It's like, I feel like I was in the first leg of the race. Right? I.e., hey, y'all, we got to wake up. We got to recognize. I feel like we may be at that point. But I don't know. It's been a marathon and I'm a sprinter. I got asthma. And I want to know how long you got to stay on the field. Because, my biggest fear is letting y'all down. I know y'all probably don't recognize it, but it is one of the heaviest. It's like I think about every damn thing that I do. Everything. But I'm clearly not perfect. And I clearly can't do it by myself. And I'm not suggesting that I'm doing it by myself. Shout out. We got a big What's in it for the Black People meeting tonight. Tonight, 7 o'clock, 55th and the Dan Ryan. If you are looking to get involved and active in the political process, we got some great stuff for you tonight. I feel like this might be my I don't know that I got too many more campaigns in me. I don't know that I have too much more gas. It's like I'm just tired of fighting everything. I'm tired of fighting to get out the door, to go get into the fight. And so as we approach this campaign season, I would like to encourage you all to come out to join What's in it for the Black People, because I want to make sure that everything that I can share, the information, the wisdom, the access, the knowledge that I have, I want to share that. Because I think this campaign cycle becomes an excellent training ground. But I don't know that I want to die on the field. And so I'm going to encourage you all to please come out to the What's in it for the Black People meeting. We're going to be at 55th and the Dan Ryan tonight. From 7 o'clock, we're going to lay out kind of where we're going for this next year. And I'm going to make sure that I want to be a resource to the community. I want to be a resource to Black folks. But I also want to be a resource to my family. And yeah, yesterday was tough for me. But then at the end of the day, it was arriving at that event and seeing all of those people who 5, 7, 9 years ago was all huddled in a corner. Nobody was laughing. It was like, be quiet, because the king might be mad. And I think about how far we've come in this time, and I don't feel like I got anything to be ashamed of. Not one step along the way. Nothing. Every people, place, and thing played a role in how we got here. And I'm smart enough to know that to make music, all of the parts play a role. Every instrument, even the triangle. And we don't need to be talking about going down. That's the thing. Like, we don't need to be talking about going down. We need to be talking about going up and continuing the climb. But I do think that this fight, I take it for granted. So, man, I last night was just a wonderful, wonderful time to be able to see. And I know I talk so much smack about the Latinos and all of that stuff and the power dynamics and just what we do. And I'm going to tell you, this to me really should be the fun time. Right? Like, I know I sound a distress signal, but it's like the reality is that this is the time. Like, this is the time when we supposed to be making things happen. Right? When everybody's trying to figure it out. We supposed to be talking, moving, shaking through this process because they're rebuilding the infrastructure. And I got a stinking feeling we going to sit it out again. I think we're going to sit it out again. And so what my hope is that over the next 12 months, and maybe I think I'll make it through the mayor cycle. So maybe the next 12 to 18 months. What I want to do is share as much political information, knowledge, insight that I can with you all, so that you can I feel like right now I've been giving you fish. I feel like I've been giving fish, and so now I would like to teach people how to fish. Because it can't be just me. And let me be clear, it's not just me, because there are so many people on the field. So many. But when I came to this game, when I got to this point, I just didn't want us to have to look down when the white dude came in the room. I didn't. And it pierced my soul. It pierced my soul to watch black people bowing, looking, hoping that some dude would look in their corner and glance at them. And yesterday, everybody was in their own space, and I saw black people that I saw moving around, and they was shaking hands and taking up and standing up, and there was money moving around the room, and the white boy, what's in it for the black people? Hey, Joe, they was like, don't ask them. Don't ask them what's in it for the black people, because if you think you just get to say that joint, the white boys was like, you can't just ask them what's in it for the black people. He said Jobs. They was like, he ain't gonna go for that. No, white boy, it ain't just what's in it for the black people and you get to say it and wear the armband. Oh, you run a tech company? Oh, well, we want to know how many investors, how many black people in the chat. Oh, well, we didn't. Well, maybe we'd like to talk to you. Yeah, okay. "55th and the Dan Ryan." Go to the very back of the parking lot. We are on the east side. Look for the glow in the dark sign, because tonight is the What's in It for the Black People meeting. Not the radio station, but the Political Action Committee. Some of y'all thought that we didn't have one, thought that it was non-existent. It's not non-existent. If it was non-existent, we wouldn't. Y'all realize that the attempt at the black agenda was because of our non-existence. If we were non-existent, then we wouldn't have walked into the room yesterday and everybody saying what's in it for the black people. Do y'all understand that we have changed the dialogue? No, we still got to learn how to fight, and but the dialogue has changed. The shift has changed. White people are walking around here saying, what's in it for the black people? Now we got to make sure they answer the question. But I don't know that that's my job. I don't know that that's my job. Because he might not answer the question right, and I don't want to get blamed for that. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Shout out to my man, DJ Riis, the ruler, always on the ones and twos, making sure that we stay on top of the game. Shout out to my girl, Ruthie Moore. Shout out to Todd Stoger. I talked to him yesterday. He said we might have to, I was supposed to put the vote up, but he said you might not have to vote. Said you might just need to take it off anyway. No. Hey, man, Todd got a job, man. He got to pay tuition, and he got a senior, too. Man, I ain't tripping. I mean, again, y'all know we do this as a labor of love. Like, everybody sitting in this room in here, nobody gets a check. Everybody does it for our people. And I was just thinking, I've been getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day for like 5 years. Subjected to the good, the bad, and the ugly. And some days I don't even know why I'm just mad or confused or hurt. But I'm going to tell you, pouring all that stuff in your brain sometimes, it adds up. So, for Mace, Ruthie, Riis, sometimes Todd, I am the host of the Mace Jackson Show, asking every single day, for now, what's in it for the black people. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Mace said, we out of here. Pete.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System to milk the soul.